side of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, there you see Jamie Hayter, Billy Stark, a rematch from this past Saturday at Collision. Thunder Rosa, Chris Statlander one-on-one. Across the bracket, Julia Hart and the CEO, the TBS champion, Mercedes Moné, plus Harley Cameron and Athena, with the winner being crowned at Double or Nothing and going on to All In Texas later on this summer to challenge for the AEW Women's World Championship. And this Saturday at Collision, we'll get a preview of the women's action as Harley Cameron and Mercedes Moné teaming up to take on Athena, the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, and Julia Hart. Certainly some strange bedfellows there, Tony.
Mercedes Moné and Harley Cameron together?
Yeah.
Wow.
That is unique.
Saturday.
That's unexpected for sure. Hold on, here we go. Peoria, Illinois has never experienced something like this person coming out right now.
Body set for one fall. They're coming in by Luther from Stage 7 at Warner Brothers Studios. She is the AEW Women's World Champion. Timeless Toni Storm.
Now the winner of the Owen Hart Women's Tournament will face the world champion at All In. Will it be Timeless Toni Storm, or will it be Megan Bayne after Sunday in Dynasty? That's the question. I really think Megan Bayne, because of her size and power, guys, presents a hell of a challenge, maybe the biggest challenge that Toni Storm has faced in her championship run.
Timeless Toni Storm, but she has been tormented for weeks by Megan Bayne and this woman as well. Let's head back to the ring of the Dapper Yapper.
Megan's buddy right here. Megan's buddy.
And her opponent from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the super bad girl, Penelope Ford.
It was this past Saturday at Collision. Timeless Toni Storm, she was addressing the woman that she will face this Sunday on pay-per-view. Went from out of the shadows.
I will be leaving with your tits in my purse.
From out of the shadows, the boot of Penelope Ford arrived, but then it was the fate's descent from Megan Bayne on that AEW Women's World Championship belt that left Timeless Toni Storm laying, Taz.
Yeah, absolutely. Penelope and Megan Bayne definitely leaving their mark on the Women's World Champ right now. Here we go. Advantage Toni Storm right away.
Yeah, it's a little fire under her, Taz. You are right.
Yeah, serious frustration.
Oh, no.
Being shown here in the early goings by Toni Storm, those right hands. And now both women right in front of our announce desk, but it's Penelope Ford. That goes hard into the ring apron, and then the chop followed up by the champion.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not often that you see Toni Storm kind of lose her cool a little bit, but right at the jump start of this match, she did. And I don't blame her.
No, I don't either. I think it's the right thing to do.
Backbreaker, though, well executed.
But you know, Excalibur, you know that you got to be careful with Penelope Ford. She is a dangerous, super bad girl from Philly. Nice, cradle throw.
Certainly is. As Fisherman suplex there from Timeless Toni Storm, just the 2 count.
Took a page out of Penelope's own book with that one, guys.
You know, Megan Bayne, the woman that will challenge Timeless Toni Storm this Sunday at Dynasty, live in Philadelphia, is going to be watching this match closely as Toni Storm lining up her target. And the hip attack, nobody home. Penelope, though, jawbreaker. And then double-footed drop kick. Toni Storm through the ropes, out to the apron.
Yeah, she's holding her nose here. I don't know if she maybe got hit in the face. I'm not sure.
Well, that definitely wasn't a face.
Yeah, Penelope, both knees. And the mocking of the AEW Women's World Champion, Timeless Toni Storm.
Someone lands with all of their body weight right in your ass. It's brutal.
I'll take your word for it. Oh!
Toni Storm. Big.
Hang in there, Chalper.
Right elbows. As Penelope, the high boot, using her flexibility to take the champion down. And fans, don't go anywhere. This match continues live on Dynamite.
You know, as you mentioned, Taz, Toni came in very aggressive when we all think it's the right thing to do. It's also get her fired up for her title match she's got coming up on Sunday. Keep that momentum going.
Yeah, she would have to for sure. But Penelope right now is putting up a
big
roadblock. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Yes, we saw it. Luther's looking over here with that dumbfound look on his face. That's just his face, though.
Yeah, that's it. That's what he's got.
He's a goofy man. I know him a long time. Very goofy.
That's all he's got. That face.
A nice tux. Well, kind of.
Oh, Penelope, though, after absorbing that headbutt from the world champion, fires back in the elbow strike.
Man, vicious.
I mean, this has just been, I use the word torment for what Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne have been putting AEW Women's World Champion through. It is, I mean, Taz, there's no way that Toni Storm is 100% here tonight and will not be going into Dynasty this weekend at anything close to 100%.
No, I completely agree. You're dead on, man. There's no doubt about that. To be 100%, you're right.
That's why I think it's very brave of the world champion to take this match. Now, of course, we could say the same thing about Jon Moxley, but Moxley has so much backup. Toni Storm has just Luther out here with that face. That's all she's got.
Up here by Penelope. Penelope, the near fall on the champion.
How about that match still to come tonight? Cope and Claudia.
Yeah, talk about previews. Now, this is going to be a big preview. Oh, wait a sec. Cover here. Deep cover, but Toni Storm able to kick out.
Putting all of Toni Storm's weight on the back of her head and shoulders by Penelope. It's a fundamental pin cover. It's the proper pin cover, though. That's what you want to do. It sounds simplistic, but it is. It's correct.
You don't always agree with what Penelope does, but you have to admire the fact that she was out for 740 days and had the courage to get back in there after that injury.
Yeah, well, she's tough. I mean, Penelope's tough. She's got a lot of experience. She's a tough Philly girl. I mean, so she's not playing games. Look at the standing moonsault there.
Standing moonsault press. Both legs collected. Ooh. Tight cover, but again, timeless Toni Storm more than equal to it.
See right now, grabbing both wrists. Tough move to get out of. I'm going to predict that a blonde is going to win this match.
Good call, man.
Thank you.
That's why you're the best in the business.
Platinum or dirty, Taz?
So, this is a family show. I don't know what. Platinum?
Taz, you got to project from your diaphragm.
Oh, not again. Oh, my God, that damn diaphragm.
Oh. We are live, AEW Dynamite. Timeless Toni Storm, Penelope Ford going one-on-one. Penelope Ford with the upper hand and the handspring back elbow.
She's not done.
Now, big pump kick. We've seen this before.
The champion is rocked, Toni.
She's licking biting the nose.
He's biting her lip.
Oh, Toni's biting her tongue.
What? Wait a minute. Penelope, I think she went to lick Toni Storm.
French tongue bite Jones.
Oh, my God. I've never, ever seen that in a wrestling match in my life.
Well, you have now,
man.
And you've seen it all. You've been doing this since the 30s.
Yeah, 32.
Toni Storm comes in, the body press, and the right hand's raining down.
That was a version of a Thez press. Now, Lou Thez never bit nobody's tongue, I'll tell you that.
Man, at least we know of. Whoa! My God. This
Toni
has been a vicious night, Excalibur.
Reversed on multiple levels. Oh! Back drop suplex by the AEW Women's World Champion.
And you know why it's vicious? Because Dynasty is coming up this Sunday.
And the head attack connects. And the DDT plants Penelope Ford. Toni Storm floats over, but Penelope able to kick out.
How tough is Penelope?
Absolutely.
Wow, that was impressive on a kick out there. Look at Storm here.
Great call, Taz.
Toni Storm, look at that. Over to a leg capture. Almost to STF with the legs captured, but Penelope close to the ropes. Good reach.
Excalibur, that twist before she got the rear chin lock, that really brings more torque into the leg lock. Makes it tighter. Penelope was smart having the match sense to be close to that rope and grabbing it to get that break of the hold.
But Penelope sends the champion to the outside, and now Penelope taking advantage of Toni when she's re-entering the ring.
Watch out here.
Penelope, the moonsault off the apron, a flat-footed moonsault. Tremendous agility shown by Penelope Ford.
Penelope has taken the fight right to the champion, and the champion's in trouble here, guys. In major trouble.
And Penelope Now with the champion on the shoulders.
Oh,
A gutbuster, the cover, the far leg is hooked, and Toni Storm able to kick out.
I thought for sure that was over, Taz.
Yeah, no,
That was
me
close.
too. Again, it shows, Toni Storm shows her heart, her toughness. But, man, this viciousness by the super bad girl, Penelope Ford, is impressive.
A roundhouse kick missed, but the German suplex doesn't. Penelope folded up, and now Storm Zero, no. Penelope went for a backdrop of her own, but Toni Storm hanging on. And Penelope, whoa, ducks back, went for this stunner attempt, boot to the midsection. Toni Storm, now Storm Zero, center of the ring. 1, 2, 3.
Here is your winner, the AEW Women's World Champion, Timeless Toni Storm.
Taz, the AEW Women's World Champion, Timeless Toni Storm. She's got so many weapons to beat an opponent with, but that Storm Zero has worked for her on numerous occasions. But think if she lands that on an athlete the size of Megan Bayne.
Oh, she's going to retain her championship if Storm could do that in Philly. But I'll tell you what, speaking of Megan Bayne, here she is.
Wow. She's an intimidating sight, isn't she, in the women's division?
Kind of a sarcastic clap she had going there.
The statuesque challenger
Doesn't seem to impress Excalibur with the champion.
Megan Bayne, who may be days away from claiming her first championship in all elite wrestling. But in order to do so, she will have to defeat that woman, the four-time AEW Women's World Champion, Timeless Toni Storm. But fans, I understand right now we're going to head to the back where Renee Paquette is going to try to get a medical update. Take it away, Renee.
Swerve, do you have any kind of a medical update on Willow right now?
You know, Willow, she's strong. She's powerful. She's brave. That's why, honestly, I didn't mind facing off against the Death Riders tonight with her. In the ring with two of the most dangerous men, not only just AEW, but professional wrestling. She welcomed the challenge. But John, knowing the history of neck issues that Willow has, and you still chose to do what you did tonight, now you're on the hunt. I'm not resting until I have my hands on Jon Moxley, not before Philadelphia, not at Dynasty, tonight. By the end of the night, I will have my hands on Jon Moxley. I promise you.
We'll do our best to provide more medical updates throughout the evening.